coming out?
Yeah. So this is actually, so I've been wanting to like put all my favorite vegetarian recipes in one place. And so this is, I was approached by a publisher to write a meal prep vegetarian cookbook, which was tricky because everything has to be able to last in the fridge for a long time if it's like meal prep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but this is like all my favorite recipes in one spot. And I actually am not a big reader. I did love the book, The Blue Zones. Did you read that?
No, I haven't read it.
It's about this guy who travels all over the world and goes to these zones in the world where people live over 100 years of age. And they're called blue zones because they're concentrated amount of people that live like forever. And so anyways, I did love that book too. And it was interesting. All of them had similar things in common. Like all these blue zones had people that did manual labor their entire life and lived off a plant-based diet. So that was another good book. And being a vegetarian isn't for everybody. Being a vegan is definitely not for everybody. But I also think too, when meat eaters try these types of diets, I think it makes them realize the importance of just having more vegetables in their diet. You know what I mean? And so,
that's me.
I know they're so easy to forget. It really is true. And people always say too, like, well, but I don't like certain vegetables. Then don't eat them. Yeah. Find like the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 vegetables that you like and how you like to eat them and eat them. But don't try to like eat the vegetables that you hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. And that's why I love, I'm excited about your book, because even if I do start putting the meat back in there, it's like, how can I make sure that my plate is more colorful and have more ideas on how to do that?
Yeah. And most vegetarian dishes go great with some sort of meat, because if you think about it, they're all there could be some entree ones, but they're all kind of side dishes if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can be made easily into a side dish.
100%. That's why when you go to a restaurant and you order a salad, they said, do you want to add a protein? It's made that way. You can eat it that way. Right. And then you can also add a protein. So
yeah.
Okay. So you did podcast, book, favorite quote.
Oh, my favorite quote. Okay. I have it on my phone. It's from C.S. Lewis. And it says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." And I feel like that's the beauty of our generation. Our mother's generation, I don't think had that privilege. I think a lot of them felt a little bit more like they had to be homemakers. They had to be home with their family. They maybe weren't allowed to have a life outside of the home, or, like something that was really super important to them. And I feel like our generation, we're like breaking through that. And we're living lives that, can show people that just because you're 40 doesn't mean that you can't do a back handspring, right?
That's right. I'm so feeling that right now. You're like, I'm 40 now, but it doesn't mean I can't go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that I see women in their 50s and 60s at the gym every day, like just doing something for themselves and making them feel good. And I just like applaud that. That's one of my biggest passions is you're never too old or never past your prime to be able to do certain things and to make yourself happy. Do things that make yourself happy.
Yes. All right. I love it. Okay. How do you break free?
That is a good
question. No. Wait. No. What does break free mean to you? Let's start with that.
Yeah. Okay. Break free. Well, I think I just like everybody else, probably when they hear that phrase, you just think of like breaking through a barrier, breaking through something that's really hard in your life. But for me, break free just really means that breaking free from what maybe other people's ideas of you should be. Mm-hmm. So for a long time in my life, I lived my life kind of what I thought other people thought I should be like, or what they had envisioned for me, or what I should do to kind of conform. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, screw that. I just like want to be myself. And if it doesn't fit into somebody's box or mold, like it doesn't even matter to me. I don't even care. So I break free from stereotypes and from things that, people limits that I put on myself or limits that other people try to put on you. I'm all about just, living your best life and not worrying about what other people think.
All right. I love that because it truly does mean different things to different people depending on, kind of whatever they're thinking in that, or kind of where they're at. We're all always breaking free from something. We're breaking into something, right?
Yeah.
So you have that choice where as long as you're always improving, that's change. You're always breaking free and breaking into something else. So, all right. So what, in your specialty, okay, in what you're, in what you love, in what brings you joy in a way that you have found joy in your life, or that has helped you bring you joy, what is that, and how has it brought you joy, and how have you helped other people with it?
Well, I really feel like once I had control over my diet and how I ate every day, the routine of it brought me joy, because I wasn't always like this. And I felt like there were times in my life like that I've struggled with depression, I've struggled with anxiety. College was like a big one for me. When I was in college, I struggled with depression a ton. And I think a lot of it honestly had to do with just, I was so up and down with my diet. My body wasn't in a good place. I wasn't treating it well. I wasn't taking care of it. And so I actually find a lot of joy in taking care of my body, eating things that I know my body likes and feels good on, and then helping others see that it's not hard. It really isn't hard. And there's very simple things that they can put together and to listen to their bodies, because a lot of people don't have that intuition already built into them to listening to their body. And I think it is a skill as you get older, listening to your body. But I love when clients come to me and they're like, this is the best I've ever felt. I never want to feel anything less than this, because they're really taking care of their body. And sure, the goals, a lot of people say come to me because they want to look better, right? Like, I want to feel better in my jeans. I want to look better in a swimsuit. But before that, they have to feel better. That's pretty much, once somebody eats better and then they feel better, looking better is just kind of a side byproduct of that. But once they start eating better and they feel better, that's where the real joy for me lies as a coach. Because until that point, until they're not at a point where they can just steadily make decisions on their own without me having to tell them every step of the way, that's when I feel the most success, is when I can give somebody wings. Spread your wings and fly, and you've got this. You know exactly what to do to make your body feel amazing. So
I love that, because I think that a lot of the time throughout the day, it's so undervalued of how much actually feeding the most incredible machines ever made, the right things, and how much that makes a difference in your mental and emotional well-being, right? I think often, like you said, it's kind of like, we should eat this way because we want to look this way. No, how about eating this way so that you can feel this way, right? And I love that about your message. So what are some simple things that our listeners can start applying to their lives today to implement this in simple practice?
Well, I deal with a lot of clients that have intolerances or allergies. So that's kind of my specialty too. People will come to me and they'll say, oh, I have this intolerance or allergy. And so and once we get those things out of their diet, they feel so much better. But so one thing I say, if you think you have an intolerance or if you think you have an allergy, you don't need to go out and buy expensive tests or, go get all these tests run. Start by listening to your body. So throughout the day. So I always say, start in the morning with a hot cup of lemon water. Let your digestion begin, and then add very simple meals into your diet. So one thing that I love to start out with, I tell people in the morning, is just to have some protein. So maybe you have a protein shake with some greens. So you've got a complete meal there. And then maybe for lunch, because a lot of times too, when people just try to infiltrate all these vegetables into their diet, they have stomach issues because they're not used to all the fiber. So I say go at it slowly, maybe not try to have like all these vegetables at every meal, but keep it simple. Keep it to know like, okay, you know your body really likes this certain lettuce, or, you know, try to incorporate that. And maybe don't overcomplicate everything. So let's say, okay, I like 5 of these vegetables. Okay, so make a list of the 5 vegetables you like and how you like them. If you like baby carrots only dipped in ranch, then eat them only dipped in ranch until you can start, maybe I'm going to actually start to roast these carrots in the oven with some olive oil and salt and pepper and garlic and see how I like them then. So that's like really kind of stay in that mode of just eating the things you like. If you try to force yourself to eat things that you hate, it's never going to work. And I'm not about like just taking things out of your diet or replacing bad habits. So a lot of people come to me and they love to drink soda, right? So that's like a common thing. A lot of people love to drink soda. So I always say to them, well, if I just take the soda out of your diet, first of all, we won't be friends anymore. Second of all, you have to replace it with something else. And so a lot of times when somebody has like a soda addiction, or maybe like more than 1 or 2 cans of soda a day, I say, okay, so let's maybe transition to diet soda. Do I think diet soda is good for you? No, I don't. But I think it's better than the full sugar soda for a little bit. And then once you're done with the diet soda, let's move on to some flavored water. And once that you feel like you've got that, then just move to plain water. So there's always a progression, because people are always like, oh, I just want this out of my diet and this out of my diet. But when you just start taking stuff out, you feel really deprived, and it's really hard mentally. So I always like to do stair step things like that. Simple things like getting rid of soda, or maybe cutting down on the sweets that you're having for the day. Or maybe trying to make your favorite recipes just a little bit cleaner. So instead of sugar, we're going to maybe try stevia or monk fruit, things like that. That are simple swaps, but that people, I mean, change is hard, change is scary. We don't like having to take things out of our diet. So I think just gradually changing them over, I've seen my clients have seen a lot of success with that.
Yeah. I love that. So right away, something that you can do to start in the morning, you know, do that. So it's warm water and lemon?
Yeah, hot. So like hot water with lemon. So what that helps do is that starts your digestive system without like infiltrating it with any calories, right? So a lot of times people have problems going to the bathroom. And so that's like one thing that can really just kind of wake up your system. Lemon is the only acidic thing that we can intake into our bodies that turns alkaline. So a lot of other, because we all know acidic foods really aren't great for our bodies. So but lemon is awesome, because once you take it into your body, it turns alkaline, and then you're just kind of are able to balance out the pH of your body, which a lot of people don't understand how important a pH of your body is. Because if you're too acidic, then you can have problems with like chronic inflammation, cancers growing, all of those things. But when the more alkaline you can keep your body, and that's why you're really supposed to eat vegetables, is so that you can keep your body more alkaline. And there's really simple strips that you can buy out there online or at drugstores, where you actually just like spit on the strip, or you spit into a spoon and then you put the strip, and it measures the pH of your body, of your saliva.
Tell our listeners how they can find you.
Well, you can I have a website called veggielisa.com, or on Instagram, veggie_Lisa. You can DM me, you can send me an email at lisa@veggielisa.com. Anyways, I'm around.
So where will your book be sold?
So it's sold on Amazon, and then at Barnes and Noble, and then there's an Indigo Books, I think, as well. So there's a lot that are in Canada that I don't know those stores, but yeah, that's mainly where it's at. But it's really easy to get on Amazon, and it's like $15. So
yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time today.